Three-pointer ain't good drop. Ain't good drop. And for the first time since 2017, the Homestead Spartans are regional champions.
My DNA.
Outside, the snow is falling, but inside, the shots are about to start dropping as the Homestead Lady Spartans and the Southside Archers kick off our SAC doubleheader. Good evening, everybody. Hope you're staying warm. Braxton along with Malachi, Stout, and Malachi. Homestead's coming off a big performance last time against North Central that they hope to replicate tonight.
Yeah, the Spartans have been on a tear recently, and they'll look to continue that here tonight as they have a huge conference matchup where they're going to try to continue their lead at the top of the conference.
And that game against North Central was really their last warm-up before jumping back into conference play now post-holiday season. That was a game they dominated from the get-go.
Yeah, and they needed that game to really just get things going into a tough schedule coming up. They play Snyder and Warsaw, but in that game they did a great job of just out-shooting North Central and just outplaying them in every aspect.
They had a 32-14 lead at the half, and in the second half, things didn't change. Getting it done beyond the arc, Gabby Helsum comes to mind, and in the post as well.
Yeah, Gabby Helsum, as you mentioned, has been a huge part of this team. She's just been great in being able to get her shots to drop and has elevated this team's three-point shooting as a whole.
In the end, the Spartans got the 68-36 win. Can they replicate it tonight? We find out next.
Rethink your limits.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10349 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
Braxton Hall along with Malachi Stout here on the OPS pre-game show. And we talked about it in the open, Homestead coming off a big win last time out. Southside, this is a team that's trying to reverse their fortunes. It's been a struggle, dropping 4 of their last 5, sitting at 3-12 overall in the year.
Yeah, this has been a rough stretch for Southside. They had a big win against South Adams, but have really just been on the slide, including 2 bad conference games against Northside and Northrop. Those are games that they're going to need to win and at least try to be competitive to stay competitive in this conference.
And we'll take a look at the SAC standings a little bit later on. But, yeah, right now Southside at the bottom of the pile. And that game last time out against Northrop, 62-18 smackdown. And Northrop, a team at the top of the SAC along with Homestead. Southside trying to get a different result this time.
Yeah, and even though it's really hard to compete with some of those top teams, you have to show that you're even worthy of playing against them. And Southside just did not look that in their last game, only putting up 18 points just not the offensive performance they are looking for, but are looking for a bounce-back game against a tough matchup in the Spartans.
Now, that game was a full 3 weeks ago, so this team, they've had some time to rest, to work on things over the holiday break, and who knows, maybe they can come out firing to start off the new year. Here you see the SAC standings on your screen, very similar to what we saw a year ago. Now we're more than halfway through conference play. Homestead and Snyder stand at the top of the standings. Northrop there in third, and Homestead, they obviously a big one here against Southside. You have to win the conference games you're supposed to, but it's hard not to look ahead at the potential matchups against the Panthers and the Bruins.
Yeah, it's really been a 3-team race for all of this year and also last year. And as you mentioned, Homestead, they've done great out of conference, probably one of the best out of conference playing teams in this conference, but they need to get the conference games in their schedule. They need to win them. They can't get lax and lose a bad game to an opponent where they shouldn't.
And a look at the games going on in the SAC tonight. And tonight matching up, Dwenger will be taking on Carroll. Lewers taking on Concordia. Snyder, they're matching up with Northrop tonight. Of course, that one, a lot riding on it in the grand scheme of things. And then Wayne taking on Northside.
Yeah, a lot of games, as you mentioned, but probably the most important will be Snyder-Northrop, as Northrop most needs to win that game if they want to stay with a shot at winning the conference championship, as 2 losses could really put them back, and Snyder, a win for them would be huge in that game, and it would really come between Homestead and Snyder if Snyder was able to pull that one out.
You see on your screen there warming up the Lady Spartans. Carly Mullering, notably, she's out there warming up with the team, and she's being shown in the starting lineup. Of course, we'll take a look at those in a little bit, but being shown in the starting lineup, and that is huge. Of course, her last game against Lake Central, it was her first game in 6 weeks. She left it injured. It didn't look too good. She was in a lot of pain on the floor, but it appears as if she's going to be ready to go for this one.
Yeah, there's a lot of fears that she may be set out for multiple weeks if she had re-injured that wrist, as you mentioned, was out for multiple weeks before that. And so, Spartans, interesting to see if they will play her. Obviously, it looks like they are at the moment, but it will be interesting to see if they stick with that decision, given the chance that she could re-injure it in this game.
It'll be fun to watch. Hopefully she has a good night. Hopefully we have a good game to call. We'll take a quick break, but we're back with starting lineups and tip on the other side.
Rethink your limits.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10349 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
The Air National Guard allows you to serve your state and country just one weekend a month while living your everyday life the other 28 days. You can earn up to $1,200 a month and get 100% of your college tuition paid for. For more information, search Fort Wayne Black Snakes on Facebook or Instagram, or call 260-478-3247 to connect with a recruiter today.
For more than 30 years and 2 generations, RT and Colin Green have given Fort Wayne more than proven personal injury representation. They have shared everyday life with the people they serve. These deep ties give RT, Colin, and every member of Team Green Law the local Fort Wayne knowledge and insight to know the best way to help you get the recovery you deserve. See the difference local experience makes. For a free consultation, visit us online at teamgreenlaw.com. Team Green Law, for you, with you.
Back here at Spartan Arena, Braxton Hall with Malachi Stout. Time to meet our starting lineups for tonight's game. Kicking things off with Southside. It'll be sophomore guard Sophia Monty, freshman guard Britannia Diedrich Williams, sophomore guard Briley Diedrich Williams, junior forward Amaya Schittler, and freshman guard Maddie White.
Yeah, and we've mentioned the struggles that this team has had, but they're a very young team. As you see, 4 underclassmen in the starting 5 and the other being a junior. So the Archers, although this season not looking great, they have a bright future ahead of them.
Coming off the bench, keeping an eye out on Renaisha Autry. She averages 9 points per game. Maddie White in the starting lineup, 8.8 points per game. Meanwhile, starting lineup for Homestead, Maya Epps, Liv Fry, Carly Mullering, Gabby Helsum, Whitney Ankenbrook. The same starting lineup the Spartans plan to have out there most of the time. Of course, the big news is Carly Mullering being back out there on the floor.
Yeah, and that will be huge for the Spartans, especially coming up with some tough conference games and a huge game against another top 10 team in the state, Warsaw, coming up. So that'll be huge for the Spartans, as she just allows for such more spacing, shooting 47% from beyond the arc and dishing out 3 assists per game as well. She's been a huge part of this game when she's played.
Well, you mentioned the game against Warsaw, but this is just a huge slate overall coming up for the Spartans. Of course, a conference game tonight against Southside. Then they face Elkhart on the road tomorrow. Snyder next Friday, a game that might determine the conference championship. Then they travel to Columbus to take on a team from Illinois, Butler Prep, and then that all leads to that Warsaw game, and then the closing 3-game stretch as well to finish out the season. So this is a really huge one to get some momentum rolling down the stretch. Of course, this is a team that has had plenty of momentum this year, coming in at 14-2.
Yeah, the Spartans, that's been a huge part of their game, is just the momentum they bring, as they always come out with such great energy, and they've really been able to build some momentum here as of late. They've beaten 3 pretty tough teams and looking to extend that to a 4th win here against Southside. If they win it tomorrow against Elkhart, they could have some serious momentum right into that tough game stretch.
At one point, this series was tied 16-15. Since then, the Spartans have rattled off 13 straight wins and have a series lead of 29-15, including defeating the Archers twice last year, once in the regular season, once in sectionals, both by a 58-point margin. We'll see what happens tonight. It's no secret the Spartans are the favorite, but the Archers trying to pull off the upset and get their first win in conference play this season. Gabby Helsum will be in the circle for the Spartans. Amaya Schittler out there for the Archers. So here we go. First conference game of the new calendar year. And we are underway from Spartan Arena, right to the hands of Maya Epps. Quickly lays it in, all of 4 seconds for the Spartans to strike.
Well, the Spartans, we know how up-tempo they are, but 4 seconds and already having a basket, so Maya Epps find herself in the right place at the right time and able to take it to the hole.
A team that scores 66 points per game on average. That gets them out to a quick start already. Diedrich Williams passes to her sister Britannia. Britannia Diedrich Williams with it here for the Archers. Going to her right, puts one up off the mark. The putback, no good from Maddie White. Might have been deflected by the Spartans, so here comes Homestead on the offensive end. Epps goes to Ankenbrook. She's going to pop the three-pointer. Can't convert. Liv Fry gets the board for Homestead. Now Mullering. See how she looks when she gets her first shot attempt back. Helsum's going to take a three, and she looks as she has so much this season, converting beyond the arc, where she's 46% this year.
And the Spartans already looking to get the three ball to go. They had 2 attempts on that possession alone, getting that second one to go down.
Here comes the Archers offense, a team that scores just 34 points per game. Not going to help if you can't convert the layups.
And those are the shots they're going to need to get to fall if they want to compete with this high-scoring Homestead offense.
And how about that? Carly Mullering looks just fine back out on the floor. She nails the three-pointer, her first shot.
Well, we saw her get off to a good start in that North Central game before she got hurt, and she's continuing that here tonight, getting that three ball to go.
White with it here for the Archers. Now Britannia Diedrich Williams has it. Mullering the one guarding her defensively, of course. The big talk with Mullering dropping out of the lineup for so long this year due to her injury. She's so good both ways, but her defense especially a huge key to have her back out there on the floor. Here, a chance to get a steal as the ball comes loose. Diedrich Williams falls on it, and we're going to get a tie up. The arrow will go to Southside.
Well, you mentioned Carly Mullering's defense, and we see it right there, able to force a tie up. And as you mentioned, she's just a great defender, as are a lot of players on this team that are great offensive players, but also don't slack on the defensive side either.
Monty throws it in. Britannia Diedrich Williams has it. Trying to toss it, but Shetler wasn't ready. Ball's loose. Spartans get the steal. They force quite a few of them a game. Helsum turning around, almost loses it. Epps going to try a three-pointer. That time it's short. Briley Diedrich Williams has it going up the floor. Pass goes to Maddie White. Now Monty has it. Guarded by Fry. Another one of those defensive standouts for the Spartans. And a turnover there. Southside, a team that turns it over 13 times per game.
Yeah, and that's not what the Archers are looking to do. Just simple passes, just not being able to catch them. If they want to be able to compete with the Spartans offense, they need to make sure they're playing clean and efficient basketball, and that is not what you want right there.
And Renisha Autry going to come into the game here for Southside. Mentioned her in the pregame show. She's the leading scorer for the Archers, 9 points per game, so she'll try to get these offense going. It's struggled so far. Mullering, skip pass, Ankenbrook, three-pointer is cash from Whitney Ankenbrook. 3 Spartans have already converted beyond the arc.
Well, the Spartans just keep catching the Archers out of rotation, just making those skip passes, and it leads to wide open threes. The Archers have no response.
Autry passes out. Bradley Diedrich Williams guarded by Epps. Gets Epps on her feet. The shot rattles home.
Well, great play there by Dietrich Williams, able to drop her defender and then gets the long 2 to go. Those are the shots that we don't really see out of the Archers too much, but it's great to see for them to go down.
A quick possession comes up empty for Homestead, so Southside back on offense. Ball squirts free. Archers retain possession. Bradley Diedrich Williams calling out the set. Dishes to White. Can't convert. Well, she'll go to the free throw line. That was a good find down low.
Well, the Archers offense starting to pick up some steam. Got the basket to go on the last possession. Now a chance at the line of team that shoots just 39%. So not really a team you don't mind sending to the line, but the Archers will need to get their free throws to go if they want to compete in this game.
Liv Fry was called for the foul. First foul for either team in this game. Free throws up, and that's no good. I mentioned a very poor free throw shooting team, just 39%. Maddie White, she's 44% from the line this season. Going for her second. This one's up, and that one drops, so she goes 1 of 2 from the line. Gets her first point of the evening. Only a freshman, so very talented for her age. Second leading scorer on the squad. Mullering gonna go find Ankenbrook wide open on the wing again. The zone right now just collapsing from the Archers and allows Helsum to get the putback.
And the Spartans, when their shots aren't falling, they seem to always have a person in position to bring down the offensive board, and that's been a huge part of the Spartans' offense recently, is those put-back opportunities and those second chance points.
Ball in the hands of Autry. Guarded by Fry. And that's going to be a travel there. She walked with it, and we're going to get some more substitutions. Delaney Knoll and Kendall McLaughlin going to come in for Homestead. Liv Fry and Carly Mullering will check out. And something we saw in that game against North Central, Homestead tried a lot of different lineups. 4 minutes in, 2 new players out on the court.
Yeah, and the Spartans have really been experimenting a lot lately, just trying to build more depth throughout this team so that in close games down the wire they have fresh players to put out on the floor. And a few bench players have really surprised recently. Kendall McLaughlin, Eva Scarberry, and Delaney Knoll have each looked very good in the last few games.
Elsom nails the three-pointer. That's going to lead to a timeout from the Archers. Homestead leads 16-3 with 3:45 to go in the first.
Rethink your limits.
Just past midway through the first quarter here at Homestead High School, and the Spartans leading this one at 16-3, and they are firing right now from beyond the arc.
Yeah, the Archers just keep getting lost in their zone, just collapsing too hard on the ball, and the Spartans have found wide open looks, and a team shooting 38% on the year cannot afford to give them wide open looks like that, and the Spartans have made them pay.
So following the south side timeout, we get things back underway here at Spartan Arena. Ball being walked up the floor. Britannia Diedrich Williams. Now pass out to her right. Maddie White has it. Ingenbrook tries to poke it free. Epps almost got it from behind. Ball floated over top. Jemiah Green, and she's going to be called for a charge. So her first touch of the game, and trying to get her involved in the post, standing at 5'11". She is officially listed as a center. You don't always see that at the high school level, so they'll try to get her going down low. Epps has the ball, going to go out to Inkenbrook. Now here's Delaney Knoll, squeezes a pass between 2 defenders. Helsom's going to drive, loses that handle, still going up with it, no good. Gets her own miss, can't convert the second time.
Spartans have looked great beyond the arc, but have struggled a little bit here early inside it down low. Archers making that a point of emphasis to deny the drives inside, but that has come at a cost as the Spartans are just nailing their threes at the moment.
See a little bit of an error on your screen. The score is 16-3 at the moment. Homestead holding the lead. Autry with it here for the Archers. Pass it back. Now Briley Diedrich Williams floats it to Maddie White. White pushes off, gets some space, can't convert. Green on cleanup duty, lays it in.
And one thing the Archers are good at is able to clean up their own misses. They're a very good rebounding team, pulling down 27 boards per game. They'll look to continue trying to get second chance opportunities throughout this game.
McLaughlin jumper off the mark, and Southside's defense holds again. Haven't given up any points since this timeout. Diedrich Williams underneath of Epps. How about that?
Well, great move there by Diedrich Williams, just going under the arms of Maya Epps and just getting the ball to float in the basket. The Archers find themselves with 4 straight unanswered points.
Helsum trying to answer back, and she does, and she is already into double digits, 11 points in this one.
Well, the Archers just keep leaving her open. You can't afford to do that. She's already outscoring the entire Archers offense.
No, almost had a takeaway there. Archers hang on. Britannia Diedrich Williams blocked. And they're actually going to call a foul there, shooting foul. Or excuse me, no, I believe they're going to call it on the floor against Delaney Knoll. And no, now they're going to go to the free throw line. So it will be a shooting foul going against Knoll. That'll be her first.
Some confusion there by the refs. Each one had its own opinion, but now Diedrich Williams with a trip to the line.
Her first free throw is no good. She is 41% from the stripe this year. Meanwhile, Celine Oskin and Eva Scarberry checking in for Homestead. Maya Shetler back out there for the Archers. Second free throw from Diedrich Williams, and that one goes. So second time tonight, Archer has gone 1 of 2 from the line. She's up to 3 points in this one. Knoll with it for the Spartans. Passing out to her left, just outside the hands of Diedrich Williams, and then a blocking foul going to be called down low against Southside. And they're going to get, it looks like Shetler on that call, so that'll be her first.
Well, the Archers have played very physical defense throughout this game, but it's been clean for the most part. Only the second team foul with just over a minute left remaining in the quarter.
Knoll has it. Pass to Scarberry. Three-pointer is good from Eva Scarberry. She is 45% from beyond the arc. One of several Spartans, 4 of them within the 40% range beyond the arc. She converts there. Now Britannia Diedrich Williams has it guarded by Knoll. Passing left. Ball squirts through the hands of Briley Diedrich Williams, and it'll go out of play. Homestead ball. Unforced turnover there. Homestead will get the ball back.
The Spartans putting a lot of pressure on the Archers' offense, and although they haven't forced too many turnovers, the Archers have just been letting the pressure get to them and seemingly throwing the ball away numerous times now.
Oskin with it here for Homestead. Picks up her dribble. Now out to Knoll. Knoll finds Helsum. Catch and shoot. 3 is true from Gabby Helsum. 14 points. And we're not even done with the first quarter.
Well, the 3 ball is starting to get contagious within this Spartans offense. It seems nobody can miss at this rate, and they are on pace for 100 points with just 25 seconds left in this first quarter.
And the hole has gotten deeper for the Archers. Now a 17-point game. Here's Renisha Autry. She has yet to score here in this first quarter. She's going to try here with the jumper just off the mark. Fight for it on the ground. McLaughlin had it for a second, and I think they're going to call a foul here on Green, so that's going to be her second. So Homestead a chance for one more possession before the quarter ends. Still 12 seconds to go. Delaney Knoll up the floor here for Homestead. Knoll finds Helsum. She'll drive, kick out. Oskin, 3 balls up. That's off the mark. And that'll be the final look of the first quarter. It was dominated end to end by the Spartans, and they have the lead 25-8 after 1 quarter of play.
Rethink your limits.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10349 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
Back here at Homestead High School, getting ready for the second quarter between the Homestead Spartans and the Southside Archers. Homestead dominated this one from the beginning of the first quarter. Never really has looked back so far. 17-point lead after 8 minutes.
Yeah, and the 3 ball has been a huge part of that. Archers just have no answer. They've been trying to defend the three-point line better late in that first quarter, but it just didn't matter as the Spartans could not miss.
Best run for the Archers in that first quarter was a 4-point run after a timeout with 3:45 to go in the first, but a steal here to open up the quarter. Try to get some momentum. Autry spinning around, shot off the mark. Oskin gets the rebound for Homestead. Oskin up the floor, trying to toss it back. Archers get back-to-back steals. They give them credit for 2. A team that only averages 3.6 per game. Ball knocked out of play, and they're going to say off the Spartans.
Well, you mentioned the Archers now uncharacteristically back-to-back steals. Not something we've seen too much out of them, but taking advantage of the weaker Spartans lineup with most of their bench players in now, substitutions. But we'll see if the Archers are able to take advantage of that and try to get on the scoreboard.
And right now, 4 of the starting 5 out there for Homestead at the moment as the Archers get the first points of this quarter. Maddie White, one and getting it to fall. She has 3 points in this game now. And Epps going to try the jumper, and that one is money. And you feel like that's what she needs to get back to doing more of. She is so good from the mid-range. Those are the shots that she really connects on more often than not.
Yeah, such a great mid-range and at the rim finisher. We've seen her trying to get the 3-ball to go throughout the year, but she struggled at times. What stayed consistent is her mid-range shooting.
Another tie-up as these girls have been diving all over the floor, fighting for loose balls. And possession arrow this time, we'll give it to Southside. Keandra Rogers will be the one to inbound it into the game for the first time tonight. She throws it into Autry. Autry gets a screen 3-pointer off the mark. Southside, they've tried a few threes, yet to connect from beyond the arc. Epps Euro, and a blocking foul going to be called against Rogers, so that'll send my Epps to the free throw line.
Well, the Archers is doing anything they can to try to deny the drives as we see Maya Epps double team there and the foul, but it hasn't really worked out for them early in this game as it just continually leaves shooters open in the corners. See if the Archers try to switch up their defense, try to limit that 3-point shooting.
Epps now up to 5 points in this one after converting the first. Gabby Helsum coming back in for the Spartans. She had 14 in the first 8 minutes. Second one from Epps. That one is short, but ball pops free. Spartans gonna have a second chance opportunity here as Ankenbrook gets the rebound. Now gonna try a 3-pointer, and that one doesn't get the bounce, but possession stays alive. Epps back up, and she is fouled once again, so she'll go right back to where she just was.
Well, how about that? Spartans getting 2 offensive rebounds on that possession, and now have another chance at the line as the Archers just can't seem to box out at the moment.
And you mentioned it, the one stat that looks good for the Archers is 27 rebounds per game, but right now they're getting out-rebounded by the Spartans. Just can't even get that to go their way at the moment.
Yeah, just everything seemingly going the way of the Spartans, but the Spartans have been a very strong rebounding team throughout the year, pulling down 35 boards per game, and they've really done a lot better in these recent games of getting in position offensively and to pull down a lot of offensive boards.
Homestead on average +9 in the rebound department this season, as Epps now 3 of 4 this game from the free throw line. Here come the Archers once again. Autry picks up her dribble, throws it over the head of Rogers, almost into the backcourt. Britannia Dietrich-Williams keeps it alive. Now ball in her hands. She'll throw it in. Ankenbrook gets a piece, keeps it in play, gets out of a trap. Now Carly Mullering is going to have it, advance it to Epps. Maya Epps has it come free right in the hands of Helsum. Carly Mullering finds Liv Fry. She's going to try the 3-pointer, and Liv Fry gets it to fall. She had 2 3-pointers in the last one, gets one to fall here.
Well, Liv Fry has been getting more involved with the offense in the last few games. She only averages 2 points per game, mainly a defensive specialist, but she's shown when she's getting open looks, she knocks them down.
Yeah, she really only takes the looks when they are wide open, but she converts almost every time she has a shot. Maya Epps here with it. Jumper at the free throw line. gets the friendly roll.
Well, you mentioned it earlier. That's the shot she's looking for. That soft mid-range jumper just seems to find its way in every time.
And she's got 9 points now. 6 coming here in the second quarter. Tanya Diedrich-Williams floats it to White, guarded by Helsum. Maddie White is going to be called for a travel second time. The Archers have had that called against them, so that'll turn it over. And some substitutions. Brianna Hamlet's going to come in for the first time for Southside, and Briley Diedrich-Williams will come back in. So Epps up the floor for the Spartans. Now to Mullering. Back to Epps. Mullering going to try another three-pointer, that time in and out. Ball still loose. Archers come away with it. And Britannia Diedrich-Williams will bring it up the floor. Guarded by Mullering. Started to go to her left. White's going to set a screen. Gives her a little bit of space. Now Fry trying to poke it free. And Briley Diedrich-Williams will have it now. White, a pick and roll of sorts. Ball comes free. Still a fight for it. Southside has it in the corner. Ball passed out. They'll reset again. So, been shaky a couple times, but the possession continues. Diedrich-Williams backs it up and passes it off to her sister. Briley Diedrich-Williams has it. Ball loose again. Ankenbrook finally comes away with it for the Spartans. A long possession ends in a steal. Now Liv Fry to the corner. Gabby Helsum's off the mark. And it's rebounded by Shetler. Britannia Diedrich-Williams has it, pass deflected right to Briley. She's going to try to go up, throws it off the foot of Mullering. And yet another jump ball. This time the arrow goes the way of the Spartans.
The Archers have just been looking for that slip screen there a lot throughout the game. Just the Spartans have been so active in the passing lanes. Archers just haven't been able to get the ball to the roller down low.
Susie Pergo going to come into the game for Homestead for the first time in this one. She's played in 12 games this season, only a freshman. As Fry has it here. Now to Pergo trying to get the assist as she finds Epps, and that puts my Epps into double digits.
The Spartans, their offense looked slowing down for a little bit, but they're right back on track with that layup by Maya Epps.
Briley Diedrich-Williams going to be called for the offensive foul. Maya Epps able to draw the charge that time. A little bit slow to get up, but she looks fine. It'll be Homestead ball. And now some substitutions going to come in for Homestead. Kendall McLaughlin and Delaney Knoll back into the game. So here's that lineup rotation we were talking about a little earlier on. Liv Fry sitting on 3 points. We'll bring it up the floor. Pass out to Helsum. Now Fry with it. Turning around. Helsum wing three is money from Gabby Helsum. Her first points of this quarter. That's 17 for the game after 14 in the first period.
Well, she started the quarter off slow. Not as good as she started in that first quarter, but there shows her shooting ability as she knocks down the wide open jumper.
Helsum trying to go back to back, but can't convert. Rogers gets the rebound for Southside, 2 on 3, so no numbers advantage. Helsum almost getting the steal. Ball goes out of play. And Helsum and Diedrich-Williams colliding there, both of them going to the ground. And Diedrich-Williams, Briley Diedrich-Williams, that is, remains down on the floor. We'll take a break, 1:58 to go in the first half.
Rethink your limits.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10349 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
The Air National Guard allows you to serve your state and country just one weekend a month while living your everyday life the other 28 days. You can earn up to $1,200 a month and get 100% of your college tuition paid for. For more information, search Fort Wayne Black Snakes on Facebook or Instagram, or call 260-478-3247 to connect with a recruiter today.
Hear the applause coming in here at Spartan Arena as Briley Dietrich Williams getting carried off the floor by a couple of the assistant coaches, understandably in a lot of pain, as colliding with Helsum, going for a loose ball. Both of them just kind of got tangled up with one another, and Dietrich Williams got the worst of it, so she will exit the game. We send our best to her, hope she is okay, and following the dead ball, it'll be Homestead basketball. Spartans up by 30 with 1:58 to go here in the first half. Fry will have it, getting it to Kendall McLaughlin. Now back to Fry, finding Perigo. McLaughlin with it. Eva Scarberry swings it to Knoll. Knoll floats over top to Perigo. Now back to Knoll. Scarberry three-pointer, and she converts once again beyond the arc. She's got 6 points.
Well, Eva Scarberry making both of her threes early in this game. She shoots 45% on the year, so not someone you can afford to leave open.
Coming off a 10-point performance last week as the ball goes up. And again, not able to connect. Autry just couldn't get it to drop. Archers have had a few decent looks down low. It's just been a matter of getting the ball to fall as Perigo is found. That's going to be on the floor. And that'll be the fourth team foul for Southside, so the next one will put the Spartans into the bonus.
You see the Archers just trying to do anything to stop the shooting by the Spartans, and are able to find Perigo all by herself down low. The Archers just losing track, trying to keep the Spartans off the three-point line.
Perigo inbound pass, no good. Out to Fry. Now Scarberry going to try another three-pointer off the mark, a bit strong. Autry will get the rebound. Autry bringing it up to that left side. Picked up by McLaughlin, floats one up, no good. Perigo gets the rebound for the Spartans. Now here comes Delaney Knoll on the offensive end. She'll try to lay it in and gets it to fall.
Well, the Spartans, we saw them get the transition game going early. We've seen it slowed down as of late, but Delaney Knoll just outrunning the Archers offense and able to get an easy layup.
Autry passes it off to Monty. Now Maddie White. White has it poked free by Scarberry. It's a 3-on-1 for Homestead. Scarberry just going to take it herself, can't convert, and then Knoll can be found on the putback opportunity.
Well, once again, the Spartans not able to get the transition basket to go, but as always, someone right there to clean it up. And now a free throw attempt for Delaney Knoll. The Spartans' offensive glass capabilities coming in once again.
So the first one up from Knoll, and that one off the mark. She was 87% on the year coming into this trip. And got a hold as a player in the backcourt tying their shoe for Southside. And now here comes Knoll for her second. That one off the mark, but no one there for the rebound for the Archers, so it's easy pickings for the Spartans. Susie Perigo lays it in.
Well, interesting decision by the Archers did not fill up the left side of the block. And the Spartans missing the free throw, but just nobody there to grab the rebound for the Archers.
Homestead got to go quickly here. Fry has it at the Spartan head. The heave just off the mark, and that'll put an end to the first half. The Spartans have dominated 47-10.
Rethink your limits.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10349 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
The Air National Guard allows you to serve your state and country just one weekend a month while living your everyday life the other 28 days. You can earn up to $1,200 a month and get 100% of your college tuition paid for. For more information, search Fort Wayne Black Snakes on Facebook or Instagram, or call 260-478-3247 to connect with a recruiter today.
For more than 30 years and 2 generations, RT and Colin Green have given Fort Wayne more than proven personal injury representation. They have shared everyday life with the people they serve. These deep ties give RT, Colin, and every member of Team Green Law the local Fort Wayne knowledge and insight to know the best way to help you get the recovery you deserve. See the difference local experience makes. For a free consultation, visit us online at teamgreenlaw.com. Team Green Law, for you, with you.
Back here at Homestead High School, Braxton Hall and Malachi Stout on the OPS halftime show. In this game, the Spartans have been dominating since the get-go. They find themselves with a 37-point advantage at halftime.
Yeah, the Archers just really have no answer for the Spartans offense. Just continuous turnovers have really just plagued the Archers, as they're just not getting as many shots up as the Spartans. As you see there on your screen, just 15 field goals to the Spartans, 32 attempted.
I mean, that set is insane for multiple reasons. But how about this? Homestead has more makes than Southside has attempts in this game. Homestead shooting 50% from beyond the arc. I mean, anytime you can hit 10 3-pointers in a single half, that's a pretty good stat line for you. Free throws, Homestead 50%, as are the Archers. Rebounds, Homestead 18 in the first half, only 11 for Southside, and then this is the big difference as well. Turnovers, 13 for the Archers in the first 16 minutes.
Yeah, and turnovers is really just what's killed any offensive momentum for the Archers. Really haven't been able to get the looks that they want because they just continue turning the ball over. But you also look at that three-point shooting by the Spartans. It's really hard to keep up with another team who's shooting 50% from beyond the arc at that rate. But the Archers have only attempted 1 3, just not able to keep up even if they were getting their twos to go.
Some of the individual stats for the Spartans in the first half. Gabby Helson led the way with 17. Maya Epps followed with 11. Carly Mollering, Whitney Inkbrook each with 3, as did Liv Fry. She had 3, and then Eva Scarberry had 6. A couple other players with a couple points as well. So Homestead can get out of here with the victory, barring some sort of miracle. What do these two teams want to see in the second half?
Well, the Spartans, I think, they just want to continue seeing good offense from some of their more deeper down bench players. We've seen them really perform pretty well down the stretch, but just getting their offensive identity, they really don't know who to play through. They play good defensively, but offensively there are struggles at times when that substitution bench rotation is in. Meanwhile, for the Archers, just trying to get anything going offensively, just any signs of hope. We've seen them try going down low, and it's worked at times. They've had stretches where they looked good. Most of their points coming on 2 separate runs in that first quarter. But really, they've been taking bad looks in the second quarter and just haven't been able to keep the ball long enough to get to good looks when they have. And so just all around, not great offense, but the Archers just try to look for any signs of life in the second half.
Well, and they only scored 2 points in that entire second quarter. How do they find some signs of life?
Well, I think we've seen them use the pick and roll a decent amount. It has worked at times, but just need to make smarter and stronger passes down low, as that's really where they've strived throughout this game, is able to get down low and either head to the line or get a tough shot to go in.
Well, we're going to take a break. When we return, it's the second half between the Homestead Spartans and the Southside Archers.
Rethink your limits.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10349 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Marco's specializes in pizza, cheesy bread, subs, salads, and many other menu items. You can place an order for delivery or carryout by calling 625-6800. That number once again is 625-6800. You can also order online at marcos.com. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead High School athletics coverage on our station.
The Air National Guard allows you to serve your state and country just one weekend a month while living your everyday life the other 28 days. You can earn up to $1,200 a month and get 100% of your college tuition paid for. For more information, search Fort Wayne Black Snakes on Facebook or Instagram, or call 260-478-3247 to connect with a recruiter today.
Back at Spartan Arena getting ready for half number 2. Homestead up 47-10. It'll be Southside ball to begin this third quarter. It will be a running clock for the remainder of the game. So what do you think the Archers hope to achieve on this first possession?
Well, they need to get a basket to just set the tone for the second half. Just try to get some rotation, just trying to get some passing. It's a team that only averages 2 assists per game. They really just don't swing the ball that well, but I think they'll look to try to just spread the ball around and try to get a good look, try to set this second half off on a good note.
Archers led by a very successful head coach, Juanita Goodwell, over 200 career wins. Of course, took Southside to the state finals about a decade ago. So see what she was able to tell her team in the locker room to help get them back on track in this game and just get some momentum rolling for whatever that's worth before their next game in a week time against Concordia. So here we go. Autry has it for the Archers, passes it back to Britannia Dietrich-Williams. And Riley Dietrich-Williams, who went down at the end of that first half, not out on the floor to begin this third quarter. Epps behind the back to Fry, but nothing comes of it.
Spartans just maybe getting a little too flashy there. Still need to just play smart basketball, as had an open opportunity in transition.
And Dietrich-Williams lays it in, so first bucket of this half goes to the Archers. Maya Epps answers right back.
Well, the Spartans just, every time the Archers score, the Spartans always seem to have an answer, just never letting the Archers get on a run too big.
And I think the longest, actually I know the largest run the Archers have had in this game, it was 4 points coming back about midway through the first quarter. But yeah, besides that, Homestead has just shut anything down that Southside has gotten going. Entree with it. Almost loses the handle. Inkenbrook still trying to get it. Autry's going to pop the three-pointer high off the glass, tipped around. Inkenbrook gets the long rebound.
Well, Autry, the only Archer who's attempted the three-point shot, has attempted two, but hasn't gotten either to go down.
Well, Gabby Helson has no problem getting it to go down. And another night for her where she's up into the 20-point range.
And we saw her shooting. Was electrifying in that first half. Had 17 points, but starting right where she left off in the second half, getting her first shot attempt of the half to go down.
Monty has the ball kicked away by Fry. And so that'll be Southside ball. Mentioned it when we came back from halftime, but see it on your screen there. It is a running clock for the second half as the Homestead lead above 35 points. Autry going to try another three-pointer. Got deflected. Ball comes loose. Archers have it. Monty, though, ball all over the place. Spartans end up with it in the end. Inkenbrook Epps 2-on-1. Mullering is going to be fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. Britannia Dietrich-Williams picks up her second.
And Spartans just once again finding themselves with numbers after battling for the offensive board. Not able to get the shot to go down, but is fouled, and now has a chance at the line.
Mullering gets the first one to go. That was actually her first free throw taken this season. Second one up, and that one rattles in as well. So 2 of 2, 100%, not too bad. Autry will have it here for the Archers, bringing it up the floor. Trying to get something going. They only scored 2 points in the entirety of the second quarter. Already have 2 points early on here in the third. Dietrich-Williams goes up. Shot no good off the glass. Ball on the ground, and give the Archers credit. They are fighting for the loose balls. They are trying to get everything they can. This deficit isn't from a lack of effort. Helsum three-pointer strong. Inkenbrook gets the rebound. Now to Fry. Inkenbrook thought about a pass. Now going to go to Fry. She's going to step up and throws it off of Maddie White. It'll be Homestead ball.
Well, you mentioned the Archers. This deficit is not because of lack of effort, as you said, but they just continue finding things not going their way. Spartans coming up with a majority of the loose balls and grabbing a hold of most of the rebounds. Archers just nothing going their way tonight.
Ankenbrook catch and shoot 3 off the inbound is good. She's got her second three-pointer of the night.
The Archers just continue leaving the Spartans open, just not being able to adjust. This Spartans shooting ability, Spartans just continuing to milk that until the Archers make a change.
Entree picks up her dribble. Now I'm going to find somewhere to go. Getting counted off. Forces a pass. Whitney Ankenbrook trying to go to the other end. Sends the defender flying and lays it in.
Spartans continue forcing turnovers. Archers just can't get back and run with the Spartans as another transition layup.
59-12, a 47-point lead here for Homestead as another takeaway. Now Maya Epps has it. She's going to go between a couple of defenders. And she's going to go to the line for the third time this evening. Foul called against Rogers. That'll be her third. So Maya Epps back to the free throw line where she's 3 of 4 on the night. First one from Epps is up and good. 14-point evening for her. As Delaney Knoll comes back in for Homestead. Liv Fry gonna head to the sideline. Second one from Epps is good as well. So 15-point night now. Dietrich Williams will bring it up the floor. Dietrich Williams gets a screen from White. Now floats it over top to White. Poked free by Ankenbrook. Not even poked free, just ripped away. And now Whitney Ankenbrook up the floor. Goes to Maya Epps. Wide open. Knoll swings out. Ankenbrook top of the key. A laser beam right to the net.
Well, the Archers just continue being caught watching the ball. Just continue finding themselves out of position. Spartans continuing to make them pay.
And another turnover. The Archers just racking up the turnovers here in the third quarter, but forcing one of their own. And that's a nice soft lay-in for Renisha Entree. And Southside going to call a timeout. 2:43 to go here in the third quarter. A 50-point game as Homestead leads 64-14. And right now, Southside showing some fight on the defensive end.
Yeah, a huge steal and layup for the Archers. That's really something that's halted their offense. It's just their inability to get the transition game going. Their half-court offense has struggled, but they really just have no other help as they haven't forced enough turnovers or been able to get back fast enough to convert on any transition opportunities other than the one you just saw.
Don't forget, this is just game one of our doubleheader. Coming up next, the boys for each team will take to the floor. Should be a fun one. Homestead comes into the game at 8-4. Archers at 8-2. Should be a good way to cap off the evening. You see Coach Parker there of the Spartans. Of course, one of the best coaches in the state. 7th in active wins in Indiana high school basketball. Number 22 all time is Maya Epps, three-pointer off the mark. Addie White will bring it up the floor for the Archers. Rogers spinning around, had no chance. Knoll here with it for Homestead. She'll bring it up across the timeline, now give it to Helsum. Helsum picks up her dribble, finds Knoll on the wing, left block Epps, top, key, Mullering, three's no good. Knoll passing back to Epps, some contact and a light whistle. Gonna send her to the line.
Well, Spartans continue finding Maya Epps down low, and the Archers just continue sending her to the line. She's playing very physical defense down low, but it has come at a cost. Is already up to 3 personal fouls in this quarter.
Epps 5 of 6 from the stripe in this game. Now make it 6 of 7 as she gets another one to go. Second free throw up. That one money as well. Maya Epps, 17 points in this game, approaching her season high of 20. Deidrich Williams turning around. Thrown down low. Green. Ankenbrook comes in and just takes it away. It's just too easy right now defensively for Homestead to get steals. Archers, though, going to get one of their own. Second time they've answered back by forcing a turnover in the last couple of possessions. Entree forces one up off the mark. Ankenbrook, easy rebound.
Well, the Archers, they're getting steals and playing good defense as of late, but they just aren't getting good looks. You see just a running floater, just not the kind of shot that you want.
Mullering off the mark. Epps gets the uncontested rebound, tossed back to Helsum. And how about that? Gabby Helsum, she was calling for the three-point attempt pretty much as soon as Epps got that rebound, and she gets what she wants. As Deidrich Williams with it. And Jemiah Green to Maddie White. White can't convert. Epps gets it for the Spartans. Now Mullering inside a minute to go here in the third. No, wide open underneath the basket. Just blown zone coverage there.
Well, the Archers' defense starting to crumble. They're just not getting back in time. The Spartans able to outrun them on a missed shot at the rim. Just able to continue to find the Archers out of position.
Yeah, Southside really starting to look tired out there as Knoll can't get it to go. Mullering, though, puts it back.
We mentioned the Archers really just looking tired. And that's one of the advantages the Spartans has, as we mentioned earlier. With their depth, they're able to keep their players fresh out on the court and just outrun their opponents.
Entree, the leading scorer this season for Southside, she's been held to 2 points. What can she do here? She goes up and doesn't get the bounce ball tipped around. And it's going to finish the quarter on the floor as Homestead's lead up to 59, 73 to 14 as we head to the fourth.
Rethink your limits.
Back here at Homestead High School, we see Coach Goodwill there in the huddle with her team, down by 59 with 8 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. And we talked about it a little bit during that third quarter, but the Archers, they're putting up a good fight, especially early on in the third quarter. They looked pretty good out on the floor, but just right now the depth of Homestead really starting to shine through.
Yeah, you could tell late in that quarter the Archers were just desperate to get to the break. They're just continually getting outran by the Spartans in transition.
A lot of substitutions during that break. Delaney Science into the game for the first time for Homestead as the pass goes into the backcourt. Rogers picks it up for the Archers. Now Deidrich Williams picks up her dribble, passes to Rogers, gets it past Oskin and some contact. And they're going to say on the floor. And Shetler able to draw the foul. Foul called against Perigo, her first. Southside throws it in. Rogers can't handle it. Oskin comes away with it for Homestead. She's got speed if she looks to run. Tosses back to McLaughlin, the leading three-point shooter for the Spartans. And it's taken away by Deidrich Williams. Williams going up. Circus shot doesn't go. Scarberry comes away with it for Homestead. Now Selena Oskin looking to push the pace. Deflected. Archer's able to get a piece of it. Oskin will throw it in here underneath her own basket. Scarberry open in the corner. Oskin finally sees her. Scarberry can't convert the open three-pointer. Sometimes the hardest shot to make, the wide open triple.
Well, the Archers have been giving it to the Spartans, that wide open triple, all the time tonight. But the Spartans hasn't been the hardest shot for them throughout this game, as they've just been dominating from beyond the arc.
Going up and finishing. Green banks it in off the glass.
And the Archers, those are the looks that they want, just down low. We've seen them take a couple of them and gotten some of them to go down, but those are shots that they need to be looking for and are looking for at the moment late in this fourth quarter.
It's also that team that put up 8 points in the first quarter. They've only scored 8 points in the last 18 minutes as Kendall McLaughlin continues her three-point shooting masterclass this season, where she is 67% beyond the arc.
Yeah, she just brings great shooting off of the bench for the Spartans offense. Just seems like no matter who you put in for the Spartans, they're capable of hitting the shots.
And the ball lost out of bounds, so it'll go to Homestead as Southside going to make a substitution. It's going to be Sophia Monti coming into the game. Aggie Bell checks in for Homestead. Oskin up the floor, finds Bell. Now McLaughlin. Oskin finds Perigo. She's going to go up with it, muscles through for the and one.
Well, the Spartans, we really haven't seen them get that finish through the foul really too much throughout this game. But how about Susie Perigo able to fight through the contact and still get the shot to go down?
Some more substitutions coming in here for Southside. Anisha Autry going to come back in, as will Maddie White. So Perigo, her and one free throw. And that one good from her. She's got 5 points in this game. She has still missed only one free throw this season, now 11 of 12 on the year. As ball in the hands of Autry. Pick up her dribble and walking with it before she passed the easy call there. And Archers maybe just losing their focus down big in the final minutes.
Well, we've seen a couple of those just absent-minded plays, just as the Archers just finding themselves walking with the ball. And it's really just killed some of their good offensive possessions, just unable to get their offense going before an unforced error.
Seitz going to pop the three-pointer. That's good from Delaney Seitz. Autry's going to try to match, and no good. Tipped around. Maddie White, jumper just inside the arc is airball. Here comes Homestead. Perigo with it. Dishes to McLaughlin. A lot of contact. No whistle. Ball tipped around, out of play. Almost that last touched by Homestead. And Eva Scarbright now is going to check back in for Homestead. Selena Oskin will get a breather. So a very young starting five out there for the, or not starting five, young five out there for the Spartans at the moment. 2 freshmen and a sophomore out there. As well as 1 junior and 1 senior. Shetler can't find a look, tosses it to White. Laughlin almost there for the steal. Instead, Autry has it. Anisha Autry has a little bit of space if she wants a shot. She's trying to get as close as possible, and well, there you go. Just a little underhand shot there, lays it in, almost looked like a bowling shot. And banks it in off the glass, and a timeout. It's going to be called by Southside with 3:04 to play. Homestead leads 82-18.
Rethink your limits.
Back at Homestead High School, and the Spartans in firm control, 82-18. to 18 with 3:04 to go in the fourth quarter. Don't forget game 2 of our doubleheader coming up next. The boys will take to the floor for each team in a de facto conference title elimination game. Should be a fun one between 2 of the better teams in the area. There's 3:04 remaining in this one. You see Coach Parker on your screen. You can imagine he's been pretty happy with the way his girls have played tonight.
Yeah, it's just been an all-around dominant showing by the Spartans. As you see on your screen, 82 points scored, still with 3 minutes remaining and only allowing 18. It's just been an offensive and defensive masterclass so far for the Spartans.
McLaughlin off the timeout, gets the bucket to go and the foul. Kendall McLaughlin had a 3-pointer from beyond the arc and now a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, the Archers have played physical paint defense all night long, but they've really struggled with not fouling when the Spartans drive to the lane. Just continue giving them opportunities at the charity stripe.
Converts the free throw, so 6 points for her in this one. Homestead up by 67 here. Entree turns around in the hands of Monty. Maddie White has it. Autry gonna drive and get it in to go off the glass. So 2 possessions in a row. The Archers come away with a bucket.
In both of which, Ben Byron, Nisha Autry, she's had some tough looks at the basket, but has gotten a few of them to go down. Just some good shot making, just hasn't been consistent throughout the night.
Back in the hands of the Archers here. Autry gonna try the uncontested 3. No love on the roll. Perigo has it, and Coach Parker's gonna call a substitution timeout here. Sadie Naskin will come into the game. McLaughlin will go to the bench, likely for the remainder of the night. And Homestead will quickly get it back inbounded. Aggie Bell with it for the Spartans. Tosses to Scarberry. Now Seitz. Throws it into Perigo. Now Aggie Bell, top of the key 3-pointer. A lot of contact at the end of that. Shot no good. Scarberry goes back up. She can't convert. Ball off of Perigo will go to the Archers. Renisha Autry bringing it up the floor for Southside. Gets a screen from White. Autry spinning around. No good. Scarberry gets the miss. She'll go up the floor to Perigo. Now Sight. Short little jumper is a bit strong. Ball loose. And we're going to get a jump ball. I believe no. They're going to grant Coach Goodwill with a timeout. With 50 seconds to play, we'll take a break.
Rethink your limits.
Inside the final minute here at Spartan Arena, Homestead up 85-20 over Southside with 50 seconds to play, and it goes without saying, but what a performance this has been from the Spartans tonight.
Yeah, just an absolute dominant performance by the Spartans, as you mentioned, and just the kind of win that they needed going into a tough stretch. It's been huge for them throughout this game to be able to play some of their bench players to give their starters a rest for a big game tomorrow at Elkhart. And they have a few more huge games at Snyder on the 17th, against Butler Prep in Illinois School, and then here at Spartan Arena against Warsaw. So a tough stretch by the Spartans, but just a great game to give them some momentum going into that stretch.
Autry, her 3rd bucket of this quarter. She has 8 points. Scarberry three-pointer, almost banked it home. Instead, Perigo gets the rebound, blocked by Green. Thrown ahead to Autry. Perigo comes from behind, can't quite force it free. Pass down low, off the bottom of the rim goes the shot. Oskin has it for the Spartans, throws it ahead to Perigo, got deflected by Hamlet. Now Scarberry wide open, lays it in.
The Spartans continue even late into this game, just winning the transition battle with the Archers. The Archers just can't run with the Spartans.
And time expires, so that'll do it. Homestead leading from beginning to end. They win it by 65, 87 to 22. The scoreline shows it, but complete dominance in all facets of the game from Homestead, especially beyond the arc early on.
Yeah, the Spartans, it's been their identity all season long, is their ability to hit the three ball, but they really just showed it all on display here tonight. The Archers just could not stop the Spartans from getting their threes to go in.
And Gabby Helsum, perfect example of that. She was the leading scorer for the Spartans in this game with 23 points. Maya Epps followed her with 17. Carly Mullering had 7. Whitney Ankenbrook with 11. Kendall McLaughlin with 6. Eva Scarberry with 8. Susie Perigo with 5. Delaney Knoll with 4. So everyone getting things done here for the Spartans as they get the big win to close out this one, 87 to 22, the final. Malachi, any final thoughts on this one?
Just a great showing by the Spartans. Exactly the kind of game that they needed. They're coming off a tough stretch and going into another tough stretch of games. So just a great game for them to just work out some things and rest their starters for that fourth quarter. Just a great game to come off to going into a tough stretch.
And who is your player of the game for tonight?
My player of the game is going to be Gabby Helsum. She slowed down in that second half, but she could not miss a shot in the first, really propelling the Spartans to their lead early. She had 17 points in the first half alone, and really the Spartans just never looked back once she started getting going.
Yeah, really the only reason she quote-unquote slowed down was because she was on the bench. Other Spartans got the opportunity to come into the game, so averaging 19 points per game. She comes away with 23 tonight. And I think a safe pick there for player of the game. Give credit to Carly Mullering, her first full game back from her hand injury, and of course first game back since re-aggravating her left hand. She looked just fine out there with 7 points. You see the boys out there for the Spartans warming up for their game. And we're going to wrap things up for this broadcast as we are back in about 15 minutes. So go ahead and click over to the other stream. We'll get you going with the OPS pregame show in just a little bit. Until then, on behalf of the entire Homestead Live team and color commentator Malachi Stout, I'm Braxton All saying so long from Spartans.